Welcome, students. It's time for your English lesson. Now, let me see if I can do something about that bright light. Let's see if we can't make an adjustment today just to get that light out of the way. Hey, there we go. Is that better? Can you see me okay? All right, well, for those of you who already know, I wasn't feeling well the past couple weeks, but we're getting a lot better now. Thanks for uh, the well wishes. I don't normally talk about illness because it's just a private thing. I don't really want to share if I'm not feeling well. But when you're teaching and you've got many students on different continents and different countries and teaching in person, online, on YouTube, it's kind of hard to keep it a secret if I'm coughing and sneezing. But I'm doing much better today. I did good yesterday. So that's enough about teacher. So we're here today for you, our students. And wanted to touch on a couple things to begin with, if it's okay. On the Thursday before Mother's Day, our school here in Colorado, the English Learning Center in Denver, we had our final day of our semester. We had a wonderful get together at our South Campus. People brought food from different countries. It was amazing. We had food from Vietnam. We had French inspired creme brulee. It was amazing. Uh, we had food from Saudi Arabia. We had food from China. And we had influences from Korea. We had influences from uh, Europe. We had just an amazing amount of international uh, food to mark our final day of the semester. Um, Someone was asking about the school, and we do have a website, English Learning Center Denver.org, and I'll put it in the description so you can find it. Um, our school offers low cost English lessons to our community here. All the teachers, including me, all of our teachers, we're volunteers. We don't get paid. It is our way of giving back to our community. I do a lot of work all over the world, um, and most of it uh, is amazing. I mean, well, all of it's amazing what I'm able to do. But I have private pay students, I have online students, I have students through the school, and of course, we have YouTube students, which is what we're doing today. We're just letting you know what is available. Teachers, I need your contributions also. We're starting to work on teacher collaborations, which is one of the reasons why I had to admit to being sick, because I was working on some collaborative efforts that got delayed because I wasn't well enough to do them. But we have some amazing opportunities coming up very soon. And Teacher Arashi, amazing. And what we were able to do. I'm still learning how to use Instagram and how to put videos on Instagram. I'm still working on learning how to edit and make the videos better so that you will enjoy your lessons more. And that's just, it takes time. And I'm working. One of the big projects we have coming up very, very soon is a membership program. And we're going to be talking about more of that. I'm just introducing it today. I've had a couple of videos out kind of giving you an idea. But What I would like to know is what you think about the membership program and what it can include. And also, some of my students from China, it was brought to my attention there's a couple other social media um, possibilities beyond just WeChat where we could create a membership plan and expand because YouTube is awesome, but I can't always reach people through YouTube. There's a couple different problems with people telling me they have trouble accessing it. In the Philippines, it's called load. Different parts of Africa, they call it, what did they call it? Data, network data. Okay, it was data. And pretty much, so unless you're on a monthly plan, if you have to use your data in order to access the YouTube, yes, I do understand. Yes, I was listening. So I came up with a couple of solutions, and I've been in touch with a couple of my students, one from Ghana, one from Nigeria, and spoken to people in Ethiopia, Uganda, Tanzania, Mozambique. And what we can do, what we can offer, is go to your community. You have like a neighborhood or a municipal, you have some kind of community building. Most places have that now. Even in a lot of the smaller villages, you have a gathering place. And many times, this gathering place does have internet access. And you can ask. You can go with your friends, go as a group, and tell the people at your community center who run it. Or you can do it at a school, library. There's different possibilities. And say, we have a teacher who wants to teach us English, but we can't afford to pay the data for our phones. So go to them as a group. And I've reached out to some of you directly and asked you to do that. And let me know what kind of a response you're getting. And find a time when there's internet. Oh, see? Excuse me, just a moment. Okay. Anyway, get the ability and let them know. And at that same time, they may want to know, wow, this is available. And let encourage people to subscribe and let them know that yes, it is available. Yes, it is possible. And we're always adding new videos. Every 2 days, we're adding more videos. This video today will be added. Uh, it'll be a repeat available after we're done broadcasting today. So, what other things are we going to talk about? So, anyway, we've talked about volunteer. Also, teachers. If you can volunteer in your community, members of our community, it's always a good thing. And students, if there's a volunteer opportunity, of course, I always want to encourage you to do that. So, what have we got today to talk about? Okay, memberships. We're going to begin to offer memberships. And there's two very solid reasons why I want to offer memberships. Number one, I want to keep this YouTube channel free. I don't want it misleading people. When we say we're offering free English lessons, that's what we're talking about. We want you to feel comfortable coming here knowing you're not going to be bombarded with offers or requests. And then what we can do is the memberships will be outside of YouTube. They won't be on this channel. And you'll begin to learn. We're going to be using social media to put the word out about the memberships. In the beginning, I'm going to limit. I'm keeping it very basic, about $10, 10 US dollars a month, around 10 to 15. We'll see. We'll pick a number and we're going to stick with it. Um, in China, just to give you an idea, about 100 yuan, just somewhere in that area. And the reason I can't give you definite is because currency fluctuates in value every day or every minute or every hour. Uh, I could teach an entire course just on currency and how it changes each day. I may just do that with my advanced class. Anyway, um, the membership will give more opportunities to the advanced students. The YouTube channel, basic students, basic English, I want to keep it simple, and I want to be able to remind myself to speak slower. When we have words, we spell them out slowly and carefully and pronounce them slowly and carefully. And I'll have a lesson today just on some interesting things that I saw, videos I was watching that were pretty fascinating. There's a tunnel being built in Norway. Great big ships can go through this tunnel. Now, they say 85% of the ships in that area can go through this tunnel. And there's a lot of safety and environmental reasons why this is a good thing. It's going to be about a 1 mile tunnel. Let's see here. That's a couple of kilometers, maybe just over 2 kilometers, 2.5 kilometers, something like that. Someone who's good with math, tell us how many kilometers are in 1 mile. I know 5K is around two something. Anyway, somebody help me with the math here. 1 mile and 5 kilometers. Tell me what the conversions are. That would be a fun project to do. And bridges. I just watched a video about the Gordie Howe Bridge connecting Windsor, uh, Ontario, I think it's Ontario province in Canada, with Detroit, Michigan on the US side. Uh, and the bridge will be up and fully completed with traffic by next year. They've been working on it for several years now. And it was interesting to watch how it's being done and the port of entries in both US and Canada, and a lot of the thought that went into this. Things like a dedicated truck lane so that the slow moving trucks don't hold up the rest of the traffic. The trucks will stay in their lane, the cars will be in their lane, and it's going to help people. It's going to help the economies of the region, and it's kind of interesting. And the bridge even has its own website. I think it's Gordie Howe Bridge, but just Google or open up Gordie Howe Bridge, you'll find information about the bridge, and it's pretty fascinating. I don't know. I don't like driving over bridges. I have to admit that, but I like being on the bridges as long as I'm not the one driving. I like looking around and stuff, but you can't do that while you're driving. Teacher wants you to be safe when you're doing something. And so we've talked about a tunnel, bridge, and we have some rail projects here in the U.S. Uh, and I was watching a video the other day, a YouTube video. When I'm watching videos, they're mostly YouTube videos that I'm watching. And there's talk about Rancho Cucamonga, California to Las Vegas. There's going to be a high-speed train that's being built. And the question was, why Rancho Cucamonga? Rancho Cucamonga, I'm going to pronounce it correctly. Why? Because that particular community, a matter of fact, from what I understand, the rail station you'll be able to transfer. Like if you're starting out in Las Vegas and you want to go to Los Angeles, or you're in Los Angeles and want to go to Las Vegas, they have Metrolink trains that travel throughout the Los Angeles area. And what you can do is take that train over to Rancho Cucamonga, and you'll be able to transfer to the train to go to Las Vegas. That's quite interesting. And finally, we're getting the potential for high-speed trains here in America. For those of us who've been to Europe, rode the trains over there, it's amazing. I've heard of the trains in Japan. I haven't been to Japan yet, but that's maybe within the next year I'll be able to get to Japan and on my next trip back to Asia. But I was just overwhelmed. The greatest trains I've ever seen and traveled on had to be the high-speed trains. Well, Italy but China is just by the sheer vastness of it. And China, the most amazing, the rail train stations are amazingly modern. There's an efficient system to get you on the train. Excuse me again. But yes, I was amazed at the trains that I rode on. Sorry about that. It's not as bad as it was. Anyway, yes, it's kind of hard to make videos when you're coughing, but hey, get out of your comfort zone. I was talking about that just before a couple weeks ago. I was posting on some of my social media teacher groups about getting out of our comfort zones. Well, having a membership plan is getting out of my comfort zone. And why is it necessary? Well, and I promise, two big reasons. One is to give my advanced students and teachers and friends a way to do things that go beyond my basics. The basic YouTube channel serves a very important function. It gives us the ability to teach lessons quickly, have ultimately hundreds of videos in the library, and it just a benefit to a lot of my basic students. And one of my basic students right now is in Japan on vacation. Yes, I saw the video you posted on social media. It was amazing. Got to see the video you took of Mount Fuji. So I have students all over and different places. But we keep the basic channel basic for a reason. This basic channel serves a purpose. The membership will serve a purpose. It will give us the ability to do things that I don't want to change the basic channel. I want to leave it like it is. So by having the membership, I'm going to be able to have more interactive activities. And I'm coming up with a name. You might even help me name it. Right now, I'm trying to come up with a good name. I had a name, but then I found out that someone else is already using the name, so I had to change the name. Couple teachers groups, they call their memberships academies. I don't want to call it an academy, but I do like the word cafe. So it's going to be some kind of a cafe. I don't know if I want to include the word English in the cafe because that's pretty much understood that it's English. But also, I want to open it up to more than just English teachers. I want French teachers. I want German teachers, Chinese, Spanish, all kinds of different languages to feel welcome and having their students meet with us. and then we can kind of learn off each other. I kind of got that. Teacher Arashi, when we did the video, when we were talking with Hindi words and English words, that was kind of the inspiration for that. I want to be able to have people with business ideas, people with tourism ideas, environmental ideas, to be able to have a place that we can come and we can share and create a community. One of my ideas for a name is New Adventure Cafe. And tell me what you think about calling it New Adventure Cafe. That's kind of the direction I'm going. I plan to do some traveling over the next year and go to some different places. And I've already been on one trip recently. Was when I went to the Bahamas and took some video there. There's another trip being planned for later this year. And of course, after the first of the year, the goal is to get back to Asia. But we're talking memberships. And the other issue is things cost money. It costs money to host the platform for the cafe. The memberships help pay the expenses. And it's not something where anyone's going to get rich off of it, but we're going to get rich on ideas and on just being able to get together as friends, as teachers, as students, and have a place that we can meet and have much more interactive uh, abilities. The other issue is because you're paying a membership to belong, you have a stake in how well it's going. And you're going to be able to share ideas. And when we come up with something, anyway, I'll just have to show it to you. I'm working on it right now, getting the um, getting the cafe. We're virtually building a cafe right now. That's the best way to explain it. Yes, and the cafe, I'm hoping to have it open sometime in June. Yes, teacher's birthday is in June. Yes, people have been asking me about my birthday. So yes, it is in June. Now you can hold a contest to figure out what day in June. Some of you already know. But so my birthday is coming up soon, and I really want to have the membership plan up and working. I've also had to do some things for legal purposes. There's been some paperwork I've had to file, so I'm trying to do everything correctly. I went to my accountant. I had already spoken to an attorney before, so I know where we're at legally. I have a trademark, registered trademark. Yes, I do. And some of the teachers, we're going to be holding a course sometime this fall on how you can make your business legal from a legal standpoint for taxes and all that I don't want to bore people with right now. But anyway, there's a procedure you go through. It's simple. It's not as hard as it sounds. But a lot of times it depends on where you live. So different places have different rules. Where I live, it's pretty straightforward. I met with the attorney, found out where I was legally, met with my accountant who does my taxes, so I know where I'm at tax-wise. Fulfilled the things that the state of Colorado requires. And it was an adventure. And doing all the things I had to do to create an actual business that is recognized as an actual business. A lot of us teachers, we don't want to be bothered with stuff like that. It's boring, it's an irritant. But the government, if we want to be able to have the benefits of that, then we need to go through the process. So what we're going to be doing And because I'll be charging for the memberships, I have to keep the records. Because I have to keep the records, because I have to do what is required to comply with the law. And I always encourage my students, always comply with the law. Wherever you live, uh, do your best to comply with the law. We're not trying to do something that isn't able to comply with the law. So when I have the memberships and I'm charging for the memberships, I need to comply with the law. And that's why. So enough said about that. Anyway, the memberships, you will see, uh, and at a later date, it probably will cost more. Things cost more now than they used to. Everything has to be paid for. That's just the way it is. Being able to keep this basic channel free means I'm paying the expenses. That's how it's able to be done. And the membership will give me additional funds to help me pay for this channel here. Until we have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 viewing hours, as of last count, we had 263 subscribers. Yay! So anyway, that's where we're at. Today is just a lot of catch up. It's housekeeping. The lesson today, we're talking about roads, bridges, tunnels. Road, R-O-A-D, road. Bridge, B-R-I-G, B-R-I-D-G-E, bridge. And then the plural is bridges. Plural of road, roads. So we have road, roads, bridge, bridges, tunnel, 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 and tunnels with an S. So that's what we're talking about today in class. Roads, bridges, and tunnels. And roads are necessary to get from one place to another. Now, what we're also talking about are trains, because trains use tracks. A train track, T-R-A-C-K, track. Two tracks with an S, tracks. So we're talking about high-speed trains. Now, why is all this important? Oh, yes, and I watched the other one about different places, because people want to go from one place to another and they want to be able to get there. Excuse me again. Anyway, when you can ride the train, and I love riding on the train, I can just look out the window, take pictures. Now I'm learning to take videos. I went last year in May. I'm posting and posted. I can post, or I am posting, or I posted videos about trains and riding on trains. And we have a light rail train, and I have some videos that we'll be posting very soon about a trip I took up to Denver and looking at riding, what it was like riding on the train, looking at different things, like got a good view of downtown Denver, saw a shopping mall, a hospital, some of the different things you can see when you ride on a train. I loved riding on the train, mostly Italy. I rode through Germany. I rode in the Netherlands on a train. I rode in I've ridden here in the U.S. on a train, and I rode in China on a train. And it's a lot of fun, because let somebody else drive. I can deal with that. I can accept that. Uh, and just so that you'll be able to see it. And that was part of it, is our channel's unique because of some of the fun places we can go to have English class. How cool was it that we had an English class with sharks? Or at an airplane at 38,000 feet, which is around 11,582 kilometers. Was that right? Check my math again. Uh, Trains, lessons on trains. So we find interesting and unique places to have our lessons. And one of the things we found out is we use virtual backgrounds, but sometimes that can be uh, difficult because you can't show something. If I want to show something, I want to show this little marker I use in the classroom when I'm writing on the whiteboard. Uh, It'll fade out and you won't have a hard time seeing it. So we've just learned so many things doing videos, so many amazing things uh, that I'm learning how to edit. I'm getting better at it, but there's still a couple things that are frustrating. A couple things I still don't know how to do, editing, but I'm working on it. I'm learning. Now, what I want to do is normally on Saturday, and where did I put? Oh, there they are. Here, I just wanted to spend a little bit of time playing the panda drum. Here you see the panda drum. It's going to be right here. And I just want to play some music now. And end the class with some music. We're going to take a few minutes and just listen to music. All right. And with that, I'm going to say class dismissed. I'm going to try doing that way to end our